Hi all, this is Disha Shukla and welcome to the session. In this session we are going to discuss about GPRS protocol stack. Now GPRS has different levels, different network layers wherein there are different protocols that have been implemented. So in this session we are going to discuss about those protocols. So starting with the very first thing, this is the protocol stack of the GPRS. That is, it's called a GPRS protocol stack. The protocol architecture of the GPRS transmission signaling plane comprises of the protocols for the control and support of the functions of the transmission plane. It includes GPRS attach and detach, PDP context activation and control of the routing path. So this is the flow of the GPRS protocol, and the end-to-end message from MS to GGSN is displayed here in this figure. The GTP is the protocol used between the SGSN and GGSN using the GN interface. This is a 3-layer tunneling protocol. Now what does this actually mean? So the first thing that we need to be clear about here is the channel coding. So channel coding is used to protect the transmitted data packets against the error. Channel coding techniques in GPRS is quite similar to the one employed in the conventional GSM. Under the poor channel condition, a reliable coding scheme is used where the redundant bits are added to recover from the burst error. And under the good channel conditions, no encoding scheme is used and it results in a higher data rate. Signaling plane. Between the SGSN and the HLR and between the GGSN and EIR, an enhanced mobile application part called MAP is employed, which is a mobile network specific extension of the signaling system. It is used in the GSM and transports the signaling information related to the location updates, routing information, user profiles and the handovers. So basically signaling plane is something that is used that holds certain data, and it keeps the data regarding the routing information, the user's profile and the handovers that takes place. The next is the GPRS backbone. Now it includes the transmission plane between the SGSN and GGSN. GTP, that is the GPRS tunneling protocol, is used to tunnel the user data and signaling between the GPRS support nodes. All the PDUs, that is the protocol data units, will be encapsulated using the GTP. It is used in both intra-PLMN and inter-PLMN. GTP packets can carry users' data packets from networks under standard protocols TCP or UDP. The next is the BSS SGSN interface. Now all these things are something that is included in the protocol stack. So the first interface is the BSS SGSN interface, that is the base station subsystem and SGSN, the interface between the two. So the BSS SGSN interface is divided into 4 layers. Sub-network dependent convergence protocol, that is SNDCP, which is used to transfer the data packets between SGSN and MS. Its functionality includes multiplexes. Its functionality includes multiplexing the several connections of the network layer onto one virtual logical connection of the underlying LLC layer, and segmentation, compression, decompression of the user data. And the other thing it includes is the logical link control, that is LLC. It is a data link layer protocol for GPRS which functions similar to the link access procedure D, that is LAPD. This layer assures the reliable transfer of the user data across a wireless network. The base station subsystem GPRS protocol, that is the BSSGP, it delivers the routing and QoS related information between the BSS and SGSN. The last is the network service layer. It manages the convergence sublayer that operates between the BSSGP and the frame relay. The next is the air interface. The air interface or the GPRS comprises data link layer and physical layer. Data link layer between the MS and BSS is divided into three sublayers, that is the logic link control layer, the radio link control layer, and the medium access control layer. The physical layer between the MS and BSS is divided into two sublayers, that is the physical link layer and the physical radio frequency layer, that is physical RF layer. So what is the logical link layer? So this layer provides a reliable logical link between the mobile station and its assigned SGSN. So whichever mobile station that is assigned to whichever SGSN, it provides a reliable logical link between the two. Its functionality is based on the HDLC protocol. It includes sequence control, that is in which sequence the packets are received, the in-order delay flow control, that is the flow control of the packets that should be in order, and how exactly the delivery is taking place. The detection of the transmission error and the retransmission, detecting the errors in the transmission, and if there are some errors, it needs to be retransmitted. So all these are the functionalities of the logic link control layer. It also provides encryption that is used in the interface to ensure the data confidentiality. And it has variable frame length, so both the acknowledgement and the unacknowledged data modes are supported. The next is the radio link control layer. So the radio link control layer, or the RLC layer, establishes a reliable link between the MS and the BSS, that is your mobile station and the base station subsystem. It also it does the segmentation and the reassembling of the LLC frames into the RLC data blocks and the ARQ of uncontrollable data. What is ARQ? Is the automatic repeat request of the uncontrollable data. The data, some data, if that is not managed or is out of control, then its automatic repeat request will be done based on that. The next is the medium access layer. So the medium access control layer, or the MAC layer, controls the access attempts of an MS on the radio channel shared by several mobile stations. It employs the algorithms for concatenation resolution, multi-user multiplexing on a packet data traffic channel, that is the PDTCH, and scheduling and prioritizing based on the negotiated quality of service. So what does actually MAC does? That it employs the algorithm for concatenation resolution, for concatenating the data contention, for resolution of the contention, that is what for the resolution of the data that you have, and for multiple user multiplexing on the packet data traffic, scheduling and prioritizing based on the negotiated QoC. All this work is done by the medium access layer. The next layer is called the physical link layer. So the physical link layer, or the PLL, it provides the service for information transfer over a physical channel between the mobile station and the network. Its function includes data unit framing, data coding and detection, and connection and correction of the physical medium transmitted error. Physical link layer uses the service of the physical RF layer. Physical RF layer, that is the physical radio frequency layer, performs the modulation of the waveforms based on the sequence of bits received from the physical link layer, that is above it. It also demodulates the received waveforms in a sequence of bits that are transferred to the physical link layer for. So, summing up the whole thing, the process that takes place in the application looks like a normal IP subnetwork for this user, both inside and the outside the network. The vital thing that needs attention is the application communicates via the standard IP that is carried out through the GPRS network and out through the gateway GPRS. The packets that are mobile between the GGSN and the SGSN uses the GPRS tunneling protocol. This way, the IP addresses located on the external side of the GPRS network do not have the deal with the internal backbone. The UDP and the IDP are run by the GTP. Subnetwork Dependent Convergence Protocol, that is the SNDCP, and the Logic Link Control, that is the LLC combination is used in between the SGSN and the MS. The SNDCP flattens the data to reduce the load of the radio channel. A safe logical link by encrypting the packets is provided by the LLC, and the same LLC is used as long as the mobile is under a single SGSN. In case the mobile moves to a new routing area that lies under a different SGSN, then the old LLC link is removed and a new link is established with this new serving GSN, that is the X.25. The services are provided by running X.25 on top of the TCP IP in the internal backbone. So this is all about the GPRS protocol stack. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Until then, keep learning.